Good morning, everybody! Right, we're going to crack straight on with the next act. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Christopher Lofton!
Good evening, everybody. I've not been full named for a while. Thank you very much for that, Gareth. Yeah, my name's Chris. A little bit about myself. I'm from Thornaby. I'm from the posh end though, because I say it with a TH, so you know, we're all good, we're all good. I've not been doing comedy for too long, but one thing I have learned is it's a great way of kind of a therapy, you know, trying to get shit off my chest. So I'm going to tell you something I've been going through today. Last night I made a huge mistake, massive mistake. You know, sometimes you make those mistakes that are so big they just remind you you're just a huge dickhead. Bit of context, as I said. I've got a decent job, I'm a dad, I've got a degree, I'm 40, I'm a grown up. Last night I decided to make some really spicy chicken wings. And I've been paying for it all day. Now, my ring piece hasn't taken a battering this large since I was a Boy Scout. And my underpants look like the flag of Japan. So yeah, that was a huge mistake and I've been dealing with it all day. It was, I don't know why I did it. It's one of those things, you know, when you're eating this spicy food and you're trying to think, I'm not impressing anyone, like, what kind of impression am I giving? My missus was sat opposite me and she kept asking me, are you alright? And I'm going, yeah, I'm fine, this is brilliant. These are really good, yeah, I promise you, honestly, these are fantastic. Really, at the back of her mind, was she thinking, look at that man, he's taking it like a champ. I've chosen to breed with the right one here. She definitely wasn't. Another thing I've been going through recently is I've just gone through a vasectomy. Anyone else in the room? Hey! There we go, you old bastards, brilliant. I don't know why I'm trauma dumping on you, because it wasn't exactly traumatic, but it was just strange and weird. Just the fact I'm talking about it now is strange and weird, because I'm telling everyone in the room I can spunk wherever I want. But I really wasn't looking forward to it, and you know, the last thing I wanted to do was Google it before I went in, because you don't want to know how your favourite sausages are made, do you? So, my only previous experience of surgery was I had a hernia operation a couple of years ago, and I really wasn't looking forward to that. I remember ringing my mum on the morning of the procedure and telling her I loved her. I was convinced I wasn't going to wake up, because look at me, I'm not exactly a specimen of health. I've been basically eating palmos and drinking pints every night for the past 25 years. The last thing I needed was any form of anaesthetic. I'm basically one big meal away from a coma. I said coma, not coma. Sorry, yeah, don't get too excited. So, picture the scene. I'm waiting to go in for the procedure. I've got my dressing gown on. I've got the hospital gown on. Arse out. Vulnerable. Cold. Dressing gown's covered in dibby egg, because I didn't check it before I took it to the hospital, you know. And the doctor comes in and he starts asking me these questions, and you know they've got this questionnaire to go through, and he's saying, you know, the usual about your health and, you know, your exercise, your alcohol intake, your diet, and I'm going, oh yeah, I'd run 3 miles a day, doc, yeah. Diet? No, strictly vegan. Strictly vegan, never touch cheese. Alcohol? I have a sherry at Christmas. That's all I have. You lie. Why do you lie to people that are trying to help you and keep you healthy? Why do we do it? Anyway, he gets to this point in the questionnaire where he says, what do you do for a living? And I tell him I'm an estate agent. And he looks at me really seriously. And he takes his glasses off. And he goes, my fixed rate mortgage is due to run out next year. What would your advisor do? I said, I advise you stick to your fucking job, please. Because I can't give you a tip from beyond the fucking grave, can I? Anyway, back to my ball bag. They did it in Hartlepool, so I was quite confident that they knew a way around a knife. And again, it was really strange, because I'm in this procedure, I'm laid on the bed, akimbo, nurse down there, and like, you know when you go for a haircut and they're asking you, have you been on holiday anywhere? And, you know, what was the traffic like coming in? She's doing it like that. She's not talking to me cock, I just have to do it for that little bit. That was for comic effect. But she's moving it about as she's talking to me. And I'm thinking, this is really fucking strange. Like, I've never had a conversation with, you know, having to look round it. But anyway, you know, by the by. But at the end of it, we'd settled into the hairdresser, you know, chat to such an extent where we finished and she pulled a little mirror out and started showing me the back. And I'm waiting there going, oh yeah, sound, yeah. Yeah, it's lovely that, yeah, cheers. Anyway, I left, she was sweet enough. And typical NHS, the advice they gave me as I left was so out of date. I'm walking out like I've just got off a horse. And they give me these notes and I'm reading through it and it says, come back for a checkup in a month, 25 flush throughs, they call it. Flush throughs? And I'm thinking that's clearly before the invention of high-speed internet, because I can knock that out in a couple of days. 5 a day since I was 14. If we're talking fruit, right, I'd lift 150. As it goes, I've got a porn addiction and a massive left arm. Anyway, yeah, go back to something I said earlier on. I am an estate agent. Oh, I was waiting for that, Yeah, everyone fucking hates us. I don't make the prices. Well, I do, but that's not the point. Everybody's got the same reaction when I tell them what I do for a living. They hate us, or they say, what's my house worth? I don't know, we've just met. We're in a fucking pub. I won't follow you home with a fucking pair of binoculars looking at your bathroom suite, do I? Because we're never right. Nobody wants to actually have a conversation with us about it. Do you know what I blame? Homes Under the Hammer. Any fans? Anyone watch that? Who? Massive Homes Under the Hammer fan. You want to be Dion Dublin, don't you? Can you imagine Homes Under the Hammer in Norton? Really? Jacko bought his 2-bed terrace for £40,000. He's treated the house to a full landlord's whitewash, including the light switches and the windows. He's left the front door hanging off from the last raid for that rustic look. Jacko now thinks his house is worth £300,000. Jacko's off his tits, honestly. It's not worth more because there's a fucking weed growing in the loft. Anyway, people hate that. Couple of tips for you as an estate agent. As I said, I'm in and out of people's houses all day long. It's brilliant. It's like being a burglar with consent. Hide your dildos. But I don't know why I'm looking over in that corner, apology. But hide them. We're not impressed. Nobody cares. I remember once, again in Hartlepool, all my good stories end up in Hartlepool. I was approached by a woman and I felt really violated. She had this sex toy. It looked like a fucking fire extinguisher. It was massive. It had a little pull start on the end. Do you know when you walk past a burger van at the side of the road, you can hear that diesel noise? That's exactly what it sounded like. Anyway, we've been together 15 years now. We just tell people we met in the pub like normal couples. But it is great doing my job. As I said, you get a bit of an insight into people's lives. It's quite interesting. You can tell a lot about people by the stuff they have in the house. So just before I go, I'll give you a quick example. If I look in someone's living room and they've got loads of books and magazines and art on the wall, you think they're very learned, very educated people. If I look in the kitchen, there's kitchen appliances, there's ingredients everywhere, you think very good hosts, very good chefs and cooks. If I look in the spare bedroom upstairs and there's a gym, I just think, cunts. Thank you very much, you've been amazing.